my friends, the FX Hunter here with Forex market preview for the following week. Actually, for this week, I'm recording on the Monday. It's already Monday. I'm a little bit late, so I want to say sorry. But I was very busy this weekend. I really couldn't prepare somehow. But we are ready with our trades in my channel. So everyone who is saying, you know what is going on. So this is some kind of just like a summary, and for my review for my YouTube followers. Anyway, if you my YouTube follower, you should be in my Telegram channel as well for the daily updates, not just watching the weekly. So let's start with the news. We're gonna have some pretty interesting items today. Uh, so the Aussie is a little bit strengthening, and it's coming to the supply zone from where I'm expecting the price to start to drop again. As well, we're gonna have Kuroda speaking this week. There will be the Fed Chair Powell speaking, Carney speaking on the Thursday, ECB conference on the Thursday, and Friday is non-farm payroll. So there's gonna be definitely a lot of reasons to move the market or do some manipulations from the banks. So that would be really nice. Next week is a little bit. There's gonna be a little bit less news, but it will be interesting as well. So let's check what we could expect from the market makers next week. Right now, I'm looking to the chart, which is the dollar index for the beginning as usually. So what do we see? We can see that the price has made this is actually in the new high, and then it falls to break it higher in the next week, and now we are dropping down. So what I think is actually happening in here is this. We can see that the market makers created this illusion of the support, where obviously the stop losses appears below it. So I think that they just coming to pick them up, and then the price still could continue higher. Let's check the COT numbers, and what do we see is that the market makers, they reduced a little bit the short longs positions from 43k to the 41, but they reduced the longs as well. So the bottom line is that still we are pretty heavily bullish, and I don't think that this is definitely the end of the dollar, because this is not how they close just the rally. You know, the rally is mostly closed with some big and mostly on of the on the top of the channels. And this is not only the reason. The reason is that the world recession is coming, and the dollar is still, it always was, and it still is some kind of like a safe haven currency. So I think that even the recession is coming, the dollar will be strong for the coming weeks or even the months. So this is the Aussie. As I said, I'm expecting this continue down because we have here we have the monthly downtrend, weekly is in the downtrend, and here is the daily. So what is going on the daily chart is that we can see that the market is moving higher, close to the supply zone. So from here I'm expecting the market turn down again. We can see that on the 4 hours chart we are getting like uptrend on the 4 hours chart. However, if we check the data, which is very important for me, we can see that the banks are heavily, very heavily bearish. We can see this, the numbers are really big, and mostly if the banks wants to close these positions, they will not close them here, they will close them somewhere on the bottoms of the chart. So definitely I am bearish on the Aussie, and I'm just waiting for the opportunity tonight to enter the market, because there's probably will be some manipulations which I likes to enter for market entry. So now we are looking to the euro, and euro is another very bearish market, not just because of the COT, where we can see that the banks are heavily bearish, very heavily, we can see that they still adding more shorts positions, and it's not the biggest ones, so they are still in this range, but as well the the technicals, the monthly is downtrend, weekly is downtrend, daily is downtrend. It's okay, it's here on this top chart of the top line of this channel. However, what I think is here is some stop losses definitely, so I think that here will be some nice zone to get into the shorts as well. I'm sorry guys, you might see that my mouse movements are a little bit weird. I'm really not drunk, but I have a new mouse because I have a pain in my hands when I'm working for a long time with the mouse. So I bought the new mouse, which is kind of like a vertical mouse, and I'm not still not used to it. So sometimes I have a problem, to point where the really I want to. So it looks a little bit weird. Anyway, we are moving to the pound, and the pound is right now very interesting. I mean, it's in this demand zone where we can see that this downtrend on the daily, this sharp move is kind of like over. I think it's over, and now it's in some consolidation phase, and I think it's just a question of the time when it will the break up. So uh, I'm just waiting, and what I see with the COT data, I can see that it's turning bearish actually, and the banks, they adding some longs, they adding some shorts. However, it's not anyhow clear, because we are in the strong zone. So it's very difficult for me now to say if it will break lower or if it will continue up. Long term, I am definitely bearish. However, I think that we should see some correction right now. So let's see. I don't have any clear scenario for the pound right now, so I'm not trading it at the moment. As we can see on the 4 hours chart here, could be the breaks, because the demand zones are already being created. So it looks promising for the breakup for those who wants to go long. And this is the kiwi. Kiwi is very similar as Aussie. It's both the proxy currencies, risk on currencies. So once okay, so let's check the technical. So we have the weekly is downtrend, monthly is downtrend, daily is in the downtrend. However, it's right now the breaking this trend, and it's moving higher. So what I want to see is the price coming into my supply zone. I think it will be the one which is the above here, because this one was already tested, and as we all know, the mostly the traders put the stop loss behind last swing. So here will be the stop losses, which means the liquidity, and I think the market is coming to pick it up, and there I will want to enter my trade. Reason why I want to go short is very simple, because let's check this. We can see that the banks are just adding the shorts. They just came from the 20 and 20 17k, something like that, and right now they are on the 41. So it's definitely heavily bearish market, and it's just a question of the time when they will start to add even more. So so what's going on right now, it's the corrective move, which is the accumulation of the more shorts positions. Now we are looking to the USD CAT. Here I'm definitely the bullish. We have a trade which we entered down here, and right now it's dropping a little bit down with the correction on the dollar, and I think this demand zone on the 4 hours will bring it up again. We can see that here was definitely some stop losses which was haunted right now, and the price is coming up. If we check the data, we can see that the banks are not any, they reported the numbers which are not any, I mean, promising for the longs. However, it was reported on the Tuesday, which is this candle, and we can see that they reported little bit less longs and not any big change. It's just like a 200, 2000, and still we are 79 to 21. So what is going on right now? If they want to continue the market, move the market up, as they probably want to, because we can see that the higher time frames are definitely the bullish. What they have to do is they have to do the correction so they could buy more. Why they have to do the correction is the reason that they cannot buy even more, because there is a limited amount of the contracts for this, and of course they want to take some profits and buy more for the better price. So definitely I'm bullish here, and waiting for more opportunities. I'm not sure if I will enter here one more long. However, if the price come and it will break, uh, we might could add one more long into the trade. This is the USD chef. It's a very bullish market. However, we can see right now that it was 4 or 5 weeks in the correction, but I think the correction is over. It's basically what's happening. Let's repeat it again. So we can see that the monthly is uptrend, weekly is uptrend, and right now it just came today into this demand zone. So in this demand zone, a lot of orders are filled right now, and now it's just the question of the time once this happen and it start to move up again. Why I think this and why I'm so sure that this is gonna happen is this. When I'm checking the COT data, I can see that the banks all this way down, they will always reporting less and less short positions, and they have right now around like 39k longs, and they reduced even the shorts. So what happened today is that the price dropped down here, and once we are getting right now this pin bar on this, and it was from in this weekly, I'm sure that here they are buying. They definitely not selling, because if they would be selling, they will not start to sell here, they would start to sell here. So we would see more positions down in here, but we can see that they started to sell here from these from these numbers, but as the price was going down, they was closing the profits. So definitely is gonna go up. It's my reason, this is how I understand the markets as well. The technicals say so, so obviously this should go up. Next one is USD JPY. This one I love it. I must say that I love the JPY pairs. We had amazing profit on the franc yen, Canadian dollar yen, Euro JPY, and some others. And this is the USD JPY which I want to enter, and what I'm actually waiting for is price to retrace into this zone. So we have actually the monthly supply zone in control, weekly supply zone in control, a new supply zone created. So if the price retrace up here, I would be interested to take a short, and there is nothing easier, nothing better when the price section says so, and when you check the COT data, and it's confirming. So we can see that the banks are reducing their longs positions, and the shorts are still somehow cooled off. So this drop happened right now by the closing the longs, and they didn't add any big shorts positions, but they didn't add it yet. I think that right now we will see the move up, which will be good for the position building before they start to drop it properly. Next one is the gold. Gold a little bit surprised me last week. I must say that I am still very bearish on the gold. However, what happened is that we saw the reaction on this weekly trend line, and then big stop hunt happened. And so what happened is that it closed my positions some on the break even, some in the profit. And actually I re-entered immediately for the short trade, and I took another stop loss. However, right now what I'm looking for is I definitely wanna go short, but I'm not gonna short it now, or I will not put any sell limits. What I'm gonna do is that once the price start drop, I will put sell stop here around 103, and I will enter and join it to drop down, because I think that definitely this could come all the way down, um, for sure. Why do I think that is? Okay, here it's not so clear to see, because when the banks reported the positions, it was doing, this range. So this is not so clear. However, the gold is definitely not a safe haven, because and once the market is, I'm bullish with the dollar as well, and definitely, I mean, I cannot say definitely never in the markets, but I think that this is still not, once until these highs, and the new high is created here, for me it's bearish, because this is big accumulation here on this monthly, and I think we could see a bigger drop. Let's see in the following days and weeks what's gonna happen. Definitely I'm looking for to enter with the sell stop. This is oil dropped really hard, and I had a beautiful call here. However, I closed the trade very soon, and I didn't take this whole drop down. But I think that the markets are just reinforcing for to take another push down, and I think that we will might not see this correction up. If it happened, I would be very happy to enter short here, but what do we see here right now is that here is one bounce, two bounce, three bounces. So definitely a lot of traders taking the longs now, so they're putting stop losses below here. So might they will make, some small correction, and once the dollar hit again, this will drop even without this correction. However, I'm not interested to enter here. And if we check the data, it looks very confirming this, what I think. So we can see that the banks are reducing their longs positions a lot. And now we can see that it's actually fifth week in a row when they adding their shorts. And on the other side, the commercials starting to hedging properly. So it's definitely downtrend. No way to think about the uptrends. Of course, you can take the long trades. Of course, you don't have to think that I am God who knows everything. I of course can be wrong. However, if you check this, uh, I mean, taking the longs into this against this, maybe if you intraday scalper, of course, nothing's against that. Some people trade this, but I don't think it's very profitable. Now we are looking to the silver, and the silver looks for me very similar as gold. However, I'm expecting right now this correction. And what do we see here? We can see that the banks last week reported reducement in the longs. Sorry, this one. The banks reported the reducement in the longs, and they added the shorts. However, market moved a little bit up. Okay, it's possible, but it's coming into this demand zone. However, and here is as well this weekly one, and I think from here we will see the bigger drop. So right now I will be watching it and monitoring it, and if it start to turn to bearish, I will definitely enter, because it could be a nice trade. So the next one, it's a platinum. Platinum is very nice, and I actually have traded it a couple times, and right now I'm looking for this. So what do we have here? Let's break it out. We have the monthly downtrend. Weekly we had this small uptrend. However, it turned it's breakdown, and now we can see this correction. So how mostly the trend changes is that it breaks, retrace, and continue, and then when we have the higher high, lower high, we can connect it with the as well, high with the lower high, and we have lower low and lower low, so it's gonna get into this downtrend on the daily. However, right now on the 4 hours it's uptrend, and I think it's gonna come here into this weekly and daily supply zone. So I think that we will see this, and then we could take the shorts from here. Actually, I'm looking as well. I'm checking for the. I'm checking the data as well for this. Sorry. For this platinum. I must say that I'm checking the data for this platinum as well, and we can see that the banks are reducing their longs positions, and you can see that the shorts positions are growing. So this is gonna be nice short. We just need to be a little bit patient once it comes here and take it. Okay, the next one. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the next one is a USD Mexican peso. This one I was expecting for a long time to move higher. Actually, here was my trade, and unfortunately I moved moved the stop loss here, and I was stopped out before this happened. Doesn't matter, but what we want to look for now is this. If we check this data, and why I was pointing about this movement up in the past was this, because we can see this heavily, as these banks are heavily shorting, and these ones are heavily on the longs. So this was the reason I was looking for that, about this biggest divergence, and it was just the question of the time. We still cannot see this here because that data was reported on the Tuesday. So we will see probably the next week this big change in the positions of the banks. So anyway, I'm not in this trade, and I think it's still not late to join. However, I will must try to wait for some correction, but I think that it will just visit this 20 without any correction, because they will not want to give a chance to join right now. Some more setups which I'm looking for is definitely to join the Aussie yen. It's all in the downtrends, and my entry will be here on the 4 hours chart. Once this stop loss zone, which is created here, as I explained it in my Telegram channel, will be cleared out, so it start to drop, I think. Next one is Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Similar situation. I think the price is coming here, and as I am bullish on the yen and bearish on the CAT, so I think this would be very nice trade. Next one is Euro JPY. Here I got the entry on the daily, and we actually had this trade and we closed it today on the morning, and I'm looking to re-enter. Actually not giving any big target, because what I think is that we will see just small correction on the, especially on the Euro JPY. This is USD SGD Singapore dollar, and we actually have a trade activated today, which is from this daily demand zone. We could see the drop a little bit lower, because a lot of people start to enter here, market start to move like this and then drop, and then it could go higher, but our stop loss should be fine. Next one is Aussie franc, and so here what I'm looking for is this downtrend continuation trade. So we have this supply zone which removed this demand zone, and once the price retraces here, I would be interested to take a short Obviously, all my trades are backed up with the COT, and I'm expecting weak dollar, weak Aussie. And if I look to the higher time frames, of course, everything is, with the confluence with the trend. So we have this weekly here on this, sorry, on this, on this Aussie franc. Next one interesting looks the Euro Aussie. However, what I see here, I think that we should see continuation up, and there would be nice entry on the daily chart if the price drop to the zones 150, 150, 59.5, something like that. And I think this is the last one. NZD CAT. So here will be beautiful, this will be beautiful trade. We can see confluence of these supply zones. So here is the beautiful zone, which I think will be nice to entry. As well, we have you can see this, kind of like a swing high, swing low. So there will be some nice liquidity in here. So I just expect the price to come up, and there I will be interested to join this short, because we can see that on the daily, on the weekly, we have actually something like a broken downtrend and the uptrend is created. But right now the price was stopped and it's moving a little bit higher. So what's gonna be happening here? The people start to entering longs, and once enough people enter the longs, they will put the stop loss below this pin bar, which is here on this demand, above this demand zone, and then the price just drop down. So I would like to enter with the banks. Next one is SGDJPY, and here on the daily, if it retraces into this zone, which removed this zone, that would be good level to entry. Next one is USD NOK, Norwegian crown, and here I would be interested to join the market once these stop losses will be cleared out. I would love to enter the long. Next one is this one. Actually, we are in this trade, Euro NZD. We enter it like this. Yeah, this is our trade. So actually, when market was here, what I was expecting that many people will have the stop loss here. So we put the sell limit and we are in the trade like this. It's a good one. And this is actually it. So this is it, my friends, and please join my Telegram channel. There is a lot of updates daily, and I think it could help you to see how I think about the markets and what is my reason to entry. And might, if you're interested, you can learn my strategy. It's definitely not anything difficult. I'm just watching a couple things, and then I'm thinking what others are doing and how to enter the market. So this is it. Have a great week and trading week, and see you in the Telegram channel, my friends.